What's up everyone, Saintsfan back again with another GTA Online video, and today the Declasse Scramjet was released, and oh my gosh, it is so much fun. But in this video, I want to talk about this vehicle, I want to answer the question, should you buy it? And I want to go over specifics because there are some little annoyances with this vehicle that might not want to make you purchase it. So let's get into it. Let's start with the price. This is a pretty steep price for a vehicle. It is 4.8 million, I want to say, if you buy it straight up for the buy it now price, and if you get the trade-in price, it is, I believe, 3.9 million. Still a lot of money for a vehicle. Now, to get that trade price, unfortunately, you're going to have to play the adversary mode, and you're going to have to win the adversary mode. And this adversary mode is like every other freaking adversary mode. It's not very good, it's completely unbalanced, and it is very annoying. If you've played it, the armored Kuruma side wins, I would say 100% of the time almost. So if you don't spawn on the armored Kuruma side, you're probably not going to win, and you're going to just have to keep playing this adversary mode until you get that armored Kuruma side, and then you can probably get a win to get the trade price. But once you get the trade price and you buy it, then you can go customize it. Let's talk about the customization. First off, you can't actually customize this in the LSC. You have to go inside of your MOC or your Avenger. So if you don't have either of those, then you can't customize this car. As far as the customization, it's really nothing special. I mean, I don't think you're going to be buying this car to customize it. It looks very, very unique as is. So I think everyone who likes unique cars like myself will be, or will like that fact. It does have some liveries that you can pick. They're nothing special. I think some of the last ones are kind of cool, like the Republican Space Ranger, I want to say it's called. That one is probably my favorite. But yeah, it's got, your typical stripe liveries, and it's got a primary color only. So, there's not any mixing and matching that you can really do. But look, again, you're not going to be customizing it. It's got all the other car customization stuff, car upgrade, performance stuff. But like I said, this car isn't really something that you're buying to customize. What you're buying this car for is the fun factor. And let's talk about that. There's a couple of different factors that go into this fun factor. And the first thing, this car can not only boost, but it can jump. So it can jump like the Ruiner 2000, and it can boost like the Vigilante. And the combination of those two things is just incredible. Now, I will say flying it around is a little hard. It's going to take some time to get used to. I want to say it's a little front heavy because your car tends to sort of go towards the front and almost do like a front flip when you go up in the air. So again, there's just going to be a little bit of a learning curve to flying this. But once you get the hang of it, this thing is a blast. And you can do all kind of crazy stunts. And I think that's really what this is for. Like if you're a stunt person, if you like doing crazy stunts, this is the vehicle for you. I do want to mention, because I did get some people asking, the jump button is the left analog stick down, where the boost is the A button. So that's how it works on this, and then LB is to shoot. Now, speaking of shooting, that's another thing that determines the fun factor. This thing has all kind of different weapons. And the reason it does is because you can have your weapon wheel in this vehicle. Unlike some of the other cars that have weapons in them, this one allows you to access every single weapon that you can normally access in a car. And that includes all the guns, that includes the sticky bombs and grenades, and even a flare gun, which I'll get into in a second. But the missiles on this thing are incredible. They are the top of the line. They are the Ruiner 2000, the Vigilante missiles. The missiles that when you shoot them, you're probably going to get a kill because the person that you're shooting them at is probably not going to suspect it, and they're probably not going to have a chance to defend themselves or to block the missile. These things are super quick, and they're super agile. They'll go all kind of different directions to get to your target. Now, I do want to point out that actually shooting jets, you may not find this vehicle that useful. And I guess this also applies to any of the other vehicles, cars that have missiles on them. If you are shooting at an experienced jet pilot, they can easily evade your missiles. Now, it is going to take a little effort because these things are super quick, like I said, and they're super agile. But my friend here, we tested it. He was in a Pyro, and then we also tested it with a Hydra, and I did not even kill him in either of those two planes. And the pyro, he had flares, which one thing that's very weird, you may notice it in some of these clips, but the missiles on this vehicle almost tend to ignore flares. But it doesn't matter, because as long as the pilot is flying in a circle, then the missile's not going to hit him. And that is evident when he's flying the Hydra. Hydra doesn't even have flares, just flying a circle, and the missile's not going to hit him. So for jets, it's not that practical. But for any other vehicle, you're going to be pretty much killing them every time. Now, the lock-on range is actually the same as the Deluxo. It's 225 meters, so that's another reason that it's not that great against air vehicles, because you have to be somewhat close to actually lock on. And another thing, it also only has 30 missiles, so once you shoot 30, you run out, can't shoot any more until you go back into your garage to refill. Now, I mentioned the flare, and what's really cool about this vehicle, and it really works better if you have a passenger, but if someone is shooting a missile at you and you have your flare gun equipped, you can shoot a flare and the missile that they're shooting at you will not actually hit you if you do it correctly. It'll go to the flare. So that's another little cool tip that you can do or use with this vehicle to make your life a little bit better. Now, as for performance, this is something that I didn't test too much, and the reason being is because it's got a freaking boost thing on it. Like, this thing's performance is good because of that. It's adequate in terms of handling. Like, I didn't have any problems. I didn't find it funny or anything. So as far as just driving it around, you're going to be fine if you can drive any other car. But you get that insane boost because it's rocket powered. So as far as top speed goes, I didn't think it was really relevant to test against other supercars. Although, here's a little tease at my video coming up later today, the Scramjet versus the Vigilante, because they're actually a lot closer than people may think. And I just wanted to talk about them and compare the two. But in this speed test on the airport, the Vigilante is actually a little bit faster than the Scramjet. The Vigilante's boost, it's not as long, but it replenishes quicker, so it can boost more in the same amount of space versus a Scramjet. And as far as just going without the boost, the Vigilante is actually a little bit faster than the Scramjet. But that doesn't really matter, because you're not buying this thing for that. You're buying this thing to fly or freaking around in the air, jump around, boost, and try and get some kills. Now, one other thing that you may find annoying, it has its own blip on the map. You can see on the mini-map that it's got its own icon, and that's kind of annoying because people tend to just shoot on sight when they see that icon. So that is kind of a negative for this vehicle. But look, answering the question, should you buy? If you want probably one of the most fun vehicles in the game, then you need to buy this thing, all right? There's no other vehicle that can jump in the air and then boost. Back when the Ruiner 2000 and the Rocket Voltic came out, that was what we said we wanted. We were like, oh my God, could you imagine if the Rocket Voltic had the jump like the Ruiner 2000? Like, they should totally combine these two. And they did, and now we have it. So if you want fun, get this. Now, you may, if you don't want to spend $3.9 or $8 million, whatever it is, you may want to wait like a month or two until they do like a 25% off sale. Then you can get this at a little bit of a discount. But as far as just pure fun, look, if you like stunting, if you like jumping around and doing crazy flips and trying to land them, this thing was made for you. Unfortunately, you may end up in a lake sometimes, and you may end up losing some money from the insurance. But I think that's a small price to pay for the amount of fun that you can have with this. You can do some really crazy stuff, some really cool stuff. And if you are interested in that, then this is 100% a must buy. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this vehicle? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Have you purchased one? Do you plan on purchasing one if you haven't already? I'm kind of curious to see your guys' thoughts on it. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and hit that little bell notification button so you get notifications when I upload. But as always, I will see you guys in the next one.